I was there, you know. To be honest, I wasn't in the best of moods that night. I mean, times are tough. Economic uncertainty, I think they call it. You know, I knew that as a self-employed shepherd struggling to make ends meet, the outlook was as bleak as the weather.
According to the tabloids, I had it all. I was young, rich, and a member of the royal family, a celebrity with the world at my feet from the day I was born, but somehow it wasn't enough. There was something missing. I just didn't know what it was.
I know you wouldn't think it to look at me now, but I played my part that night. In fact, I had a starring role. I was one of the main choreographers in the greatest opening ceremony the world has ever seen. Imagine having that on your resume.
And it wasn't just the money, or lack of it, that was getting me down. My wife had recently left me, and my youngest son had just been caught stealing. I felt like I had the whole world on my shoulders.
I had a string of girlfriends, each more glamorous than the last, but still that happy ever after feeling was eluding me. I endeavored to find myself in various ways. You name it, I tried it. But I just ended up feeling more lost.
We spent an eternity rehearsing, getting everything just right. I assumed the audience would be a whole host of the brightest and the best, but they turned out to be much more down to earth than that.
You know, I've been hanging out with some of the other shepherds, you know, huddled around the campfire to keep warm, and they were having some stupid argument about who had the biggest flock. But I had other things on my mind.
I ended up throwing myself into astronomy, searching the night sky for answers to all my questions. I met some other stargazers, and together we came to know every inch of the heavens above us.
Do you know the best bit? The element of surprise. There we were, silently waiting in the wings, and they didn't have a clue.
And suddenly the sky, which had been as black as my mood, burst into the brightest, most brilliant light. It was golden and warm, like the best feeling in the world. The others were terrified, but I just had the sense that finally things were looking up.
And that's when we saw the new star, where no star had been before. You couldn't miss it. It lit up the entire sky, and I knew without a doubt that this was what I'd been waiting for.
We were all chomping at the bit to start the show. But first, there was a message to deliver.
And out of the light came a figure, like a man, but not really a man, if you know what I mean. Radiant is what he was. So radiant that even the sheepdog didn't dare to bark. He spoke to us, told us a baby had been born in town, and we were to go see him.
Why did we decide to follow the star? I don't know exactly. But when it started moving, we just knew it was leading us somewhere, and we needed to follow it.
And that was our cue. Ta-da! Out we came, the grand finale. Oh, it was the best fun. Flying and floating, swooping and swooshing, gliding and singing. The harmonies were out of this world, if I do say so myself.
Now, I know I'm already sounding like I had a bit too much to drink around the campfire, but there were people up there in the sky, thousands of them flying around above our heads and singing their hearts out. Woo! Now that's proof, as if we needed it, that this message about the baby really meant something.
We were on the road a long time. The star always just ahead of us. We never quite knew what was round the corner, but we were confident we would reach our destination.
It was a shame when we had to stop. I could have gone on all night long. But in reality, we were just a warm-up act. The headliner was the one they really needed to see.
So suddenly they were gone, and there we were in the dark and in the silence. A bunch of us confused and traumatized middle-aged shepherds. Well, there was nothing left for us to do than to just head off and go find this baby. The others were convinced that if we didn't go, the glorious chorus would be coming back for round 2.
It's funny, when you reach the end of a long journey, I was worried I might be disappointed after investing so much hope. and where the star would lead us.
But as I stood there, outside the room where the baby was,
I thought, I've come all this way.
I might as well at least stick my head around the door
And say to the little one,
welcome to our world.
our crazy, confused, and messed up world.
But as soon as I saw him,
I felt him say, that's why I'm here.
And he's been here all along.